Okay, here we are. Let's see what we got in front of us. I think we're ready to look for some more fillers for these. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Hey there, it's Silver Chupacabra, and we are here to hunt that so we can fill all of these. I'm hoping that we're going to fill at least one, if not a couple. We've had a pretty tough going this last month and a half, and I'm hoping that we're going to start breaking into some good boxes. Been pretty tough, gotta say. Anyway, it happens, and we're going to continue hitting these until we do start getting some stuff. I believe in that, that's for sure. Anyway, here is the 1909 to 1940 book, and as you can see, we have plenty of things, of course, to fill in. Maybe a little bit less from the 20s, but I would say pretty close to the same there. 30s, we've got filled out a little bit more, but, there we are. The 1941 to 1974 book, we're still at that same point. We are short those three. The 1950S, 1943 Philadelphia Steel Penny, and the 42S. That 42S and that 50S, man, I'm not getting lucky enough to get them. And, this one... If I get a steel penny, that's awesome, but you just don't expect it, to be honest. Not in these boxes. But we'll keep on using the nice little magnet there and see if we find any, which would be very cool. At least the upgrades are coming and continue to come, and we continue to move this way with the shiny ones. We even have a 44D that's shiny. So, what else are we looking for? Varieties, of course. Haven't found a variety, for a little bit. We did have that RPM a little while back with the 1960 large date D. But anyway, like to find an IHC. I keep thinking about it, but I even forget about those. But, Indian head pennies, they're out there. I'm just not finding. I hear everybody else finding them. But, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what's what. Okay, here are the top enders. And you're going to see you are going to see the usual mix. Mostly new, but there are definitely some copper ones. There's some from the 60s there. Some dirty ones. Saw that one on the first one there and this one there. But plenty of newbies in there. Even some of the newbies are looking a little bit old, but nothing standing out there, that's for sure. We'll run a quick magnet over the field here. Of course, this is only going to hit the top few, but anyway, nothing there really. There's just nothing there when it comes to steel. But as we've said plenty of times before, it's the stuff in the middle anyway that's where we're going to have our big finds. This one, dirty shield, and that's even a dirtier shield. So, obviously those enders aren't going to do us anything, but hopefully there's something in there that we can use. Let's get to it. Okay, 3 rolls in, as you can kind of see. We're going to have our first Weedy find, and it's going to be a goodie. Take a look, about midway in. It looks like it's going to be 1935 Philly brand. This is the second one I've had in the last few hunts. 1935 Philly. A little bit dirty, but in pretty decent shape. Always cool to find one in the 30s. always. Okay, on to roll 6 of this new penny box hunt. And we got something here near the end here. I think I've finally found another IHC. It looks like the part of the headdress there, and I've never seen this on any part of a Lincoln cent before, but let's take a look. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah. I found one from the 1900s a long time ago, and finally, take a look. 1886. I know there's actually I think 1886 has a couple of different varieties to it, but yeah, it's well worn, but I do not care. Do not care whatsoever. That is awesomeness, no matter what condition you find it in. Love it. Here's what to look for variety 1 of 1886. Feather pointing between the C and the I. Variety 2, last feather pointing to the C and the A, which, as you can see, it's pointing towards the C and the A. It is variety 2. Hey, we're on roll 7 of what so far has been excellent. No complaining here with me. And we're going to have our third find. Not our third weedy find either. Remember, just found a IHC, the second one I've ever found. And I already noticed that there was quite a bit of, I would say that's, for a weedy, that's a lot of wear there. Not totally wearing in with the lines there, but there's a lot of wear there. This could definitely be 30s again, maybe even older. Let's take a look at the front, see what we got. And of course, folks, it could be 40s and 50s too, but lots of good wear there as well. Looking at 19, oh, it's going to be in the 20s, my gosh. 3 finds, and I haven't had anything old or younger than 1935, and this one's going to be in the 20s. It will be Philly. There is no mint mark there. Wouldn't it be awesome if this was a 2? It will not be a 2, by the way, but 1929. Very cool. Definitely lots of wear there, too, but 1929. You're not even the oldest one we found so far, are you? Well, Lincoln is smiling extra hard there. Onward we go. Still got a whole roll to check out. Okay, so just started on that second row, 10 rolls. Roll 11 is up to bat. About midway through. And this one kind of popped up. 1956, Denver. It is another wheat find, which is very cool. Man, I tell you what, that 5 and that D are almost touching. It's interesting, and only there's a variety for that, by the way. Wow, that's a weird place for the mint mark. Anyway, we'll check the back reverse, sorry. You get a little bit of red popping through there. I don't think it would get a red-brown designation. It's pretty brown. Anyway, you still have all that stuff to look through. Okay, we are on roll 13. And we have our 5th weedy find. Well, 5th find. We'll go with that. One of those was not a weedy, by the way. If I can find it again. There you go. It's got a lot of detail to it, at least that wheat ear. The other side, I would say, has some. There's definitely some wear on the high points. Higher points on these ears are down below with these whatever you want to call these things here. But the lines going out are separated, which is, well, I'm thinking 40s for this right now. I'll have to see what the obverse, I almost called it reverse. Yeah, man, it's looking pretty 50-ish too. Mint mark? No mint mark. Oh my God, it's going to be in the 30s. Totally unexpected. So we've got another one. 39, nice. 1939. Was not expecting that to be a 39. Very, very nice. Wow, so far we've had some really nice finds. Had only, out of the 5 finds, the oldest one is 56D and everything else is 30s and less. Nice. Well, 39 and less, I guess. Good shape. It could be an upgrader. Well, continue on with this really nice penny box hunt so far. And hopefully it continues. Yeah, we are on roll 17 of this penny box hunt. And we've got our 6th find. And at the very end, and oh man, I thought it was a filler. Check it out, 1942, Denver. And we're still getting, we've had 150s, the rest of it in the 30s, one in the 20s, and of course one in the 19th century. 1942, minute in Denver. Oh man, why couldn't that D be an S? Pretty good wear on that, actually. And back, the lines are still there on the wheat, but the bottom parts definitely have some wear to it. Very cool. We keep on getting finds here. 6 through 17 rolls on pennies. That's doing very, 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 very well. Onward we go to roll 18. We're on roll 23, pretty close to halfway. It's been a great box hunt, much different than the past previous 2 to 3 penny hunts we've had. We do have a find here. This will be the 7th one. And this one has a good chance of being old. And the reason why I say that is because this one definitely has some wear to it. You can see it in the wheat ears. Let's check out both here. Now, just because there is wear there, pretty decent wear there, does not mean that it's going to be in the 30s or the 20s. Doubt if it'll be the teens. Could easily be in the 40s or 50s because, they took on wear and all that stuff too. And just looking at the front here, I'm thinking, wow, that's it's just looking like 50s, but you never know. We'll find out soon enough. I do not see a mint mark happening. What will that third digit be? It's going to be 50s, huh? That's an interesting one. 55. Do we have any semblance of double? I do not see any doubling going on there. And well, of course, we'll check it out on the scope if anything pops up. But the double die for 55 Philly is usually pretty prominent. You can eyeball it. Here, I'll get it even closer. Yeah, we don't see anything really going on there, but bring it back in if it does have something going. And anyway, well, a little bit of a disappointment there, but that's all right. We've had plenty of great finds in the 30s and 20s and, 1800s so far. So, hey, I cannot complain about that. We'll see if anything else is left in this roll. Okay, we are on roll 29, a little over halfway out of the box. Find number 8, leading number 7, 1951. Looks like we got a Denver on there. Or we have a mint mark with a D, which is minted in Denver. There you are. Still kind of frisking around that 50S and that 42S. Just can't seem to get the right mint mark and the right date. I like it. I always did like this color of the brown in there, but well, it is what it is. Still have a little bit left. Okay, we're on roll 39, and it's close to the back end of a roll. Get a nice reverse popped up for us with some wheat ears. Yeah, we like that. Yeah, we definitely have some wear there. I mean, you can still see the lines are pretty separated, but I don't know. This might have a little age to it. Well, let's find out. Forget my dirty fingernail there. I'll have to clean that up sometime. Pretty good shape here. 40s, 50s, I would say, at best. So, you see that. We got an S mint mark, and you know what we need. A 1950 or 1942 would be an awesome get here. You'll have to be a 50. Oh, I'm going to cry. Sorry. It is a nice shape, by the way. See, it's interesting. Not as much. I don't know. I guess there's a bit of wear there. So anyway, it is a nice find. Getting a San Francisco is always pretty cool. Anyway, we do have quite a bit to still look at. On to roll 43, and we're going to get our 10th find. Right near the beginning here. You got 47 popping out. I think that's an S mint mark, which is cool. We're going to have to get it out to make sure to verify. Oh, yeah, there you are. And got a little bit of red poking out there. That's cool. It's in pretty decent shape. Might be able to have an upgrader here. We'll have to see how it goes. Anyway, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm trying to hide there with my finger, but it sure isn't a mint mark. Pretty good shape overall, definitely. This could be definitely an upgrader. We'll see how it goes. I was gonna say, is it a double on the ear there? I don't think so. Anyway, so 10th find, and we still got a bit to look at in this roll. Roll 45 brings us a find, or this would be what, number 10 weedy wise, 11 in all. I would say this is about midway in there. There it is. On initial look, it looked like it had a lot of detail, but let's check it out. Ooh, interesting. Very shiny. See, there's a little bit of nose grease on that. There's a little bit of wear there too, I would say, on the high point of the wheat. So go ahead and turn her over here and see what we got. Also a little bit shiny. I'm thinking probably 50 in the 50s, but let's see what we got. We do have a mint mark. It is a D. It is in the 50s. 1951D. That's the second 51D we've had. In fact, the 51S that I just found, I can't remember if it was the last one, but we only need a 51 Philly for a mint cycle. It's pretty cool. Roll 47. We've got a very cool looking roll here. In fact, what is this one down here? Look at these dark beauties. That's a 59 there. But anyway, there's some interesting looking ones. We don't know yet about those. We do know, however, that we do have a Canadian finally. I haven't sniffed a Canadian here in this whole entire box, and here it is. We're going to flip it over on the other side, the overs, so we do not see the date. See what portrait we've got. Oh, hey, look. It's the young one. There she is in all her glory. So So that's the young one, and that could be anything from what, 50, was it 52 when it changed? It was either 52 or 53. I always forget about those things. All the way into, somewhere in the 60s. So this should be interesting. Let's go ahead and turn it over. Hopefully I've got this on the right side. Oops, kinda. Okay, we already knew that. It's going to be in the 60s. 60 is what it will be. 1960, which I believe I do have. Unfortunately, not the 50s. Would have loved that. Man, that thing was looking old, too. But, when you've been out there for 65 years, wear does happen. Hopefully, we'll be coming back to this roll with something else. Okay, that is the end of this penny box hunting. It was a good one. Quantity was pretty decent at 11 finds, but it's the quality that came out of this, which is really cool. Let's go ahead and go down our list of finds. We've got a 1942, minted in Denver. 1947, minted in San Francisco, and that one's in really nice shape. Not reddish brown, but it does have some red peeking out there. 1951 was the popular date of today. A couple of 51Ds and a 51S that I was hoping was going to be a 50S. 56 Philadelphia, or 55 Philadelphia. My apologies. And no, not a double die. And 56 in Denver. We had a nice new, or oldie, I would say. That's newbie Elizabeth portrait there. Hope it was going to be in the 50s, but that is a 1960s. Still cool find. And then there's the big finds of the day. Let's go ahead and take a look at these first. We've got a 1929 Philly. We got a 1935 Philly and a 1939 Philly. So Phillies are the order of the day, but the fact that I think most of these came out in the first 4 or 5 finds, that's pretty cool. Then the big ticket item, or the cool item today, is definitely the IHC Indian Head Cent penny, however you want to call that. 1886, my oldest date find of any coin that I've found in a box hunt so far. And it is a variety 2. There are 2 varieties for this. If that last feather is pointed towards the I and the C, that's variety 1. Variety 2 is pointing towards the C and A, and it'll be a variety 2, and that is considered, at least price-wise, the more rare of the finds. But, man, can't ask for any more than that, and that's the second one I've ever found. The other one, I think, was not mid-1900s, but 03 or something like that. Can't say anything more about it, man. That's just awesomeness. How lucky I am on this one. Especially with the coin hunts, penny hunts that I've had in the last 3 to 4 boxes. Just not very good at all. And this kind of came through in flying colors, which is awesome. Okay, well, I will look for varieties. I really think the 56D is the only one I have shot for varieties. We've already done the Indian Head Cent. And then we'll check on the collection book. Of course, mostly be looking at the 1909 and 1940 book. Okay, so nothing really happening with the varieties. Let's go ahead and hit the books. And we only have one book to look at. I gotta quit using that word really so much. This is it. This is the only one that fit in the 1909 and 1940 collection book, 1929. The 39 and 35 I've already got, not only here, but in the secondary backup collection book, so that did not work out. The 47S actually went to the secondary. That replaced the 47S that was already in there. The one I have in primary, there was no way it was going to beat it. It's a pretty clean, and I would call it red-brown. it's in there already. So, very cool hunt. I'm very, very happy, especially since we've been really struggling with our hunts as of late. And that definitely was the big kahuna of the day. I just like looking at it. Very cool. Well, we're onward and taking a look at some nickels next. Hopefully that's going to also make a comeback, because that's been equally as, bad in the last 3 to 4 boxes that I've had. So hopefully that'll also come about and everything will be cool. Hasta la vista, folks. Everybody have a great weekend. Whenever you're watching this, if you're watching this, watch a little bit, watch all of it. It's up to you. These get a little bit long. And anyway, everybody have a great day. Be safe out there, folks. Cheers.